Okay, our final panelist presentations by Dr. Marife Ballesteros of PIDS. And this is by design, as her work spans many aspects of housing and housing finance, so we thought it was appropriate to let you take the last position here.
Yeah, thank you very much. And first, I think I would like to congratulate the authors for a important contribution in the empirical work with regards to how we can really expand housing finance so that it can reach to the bottom of the pyramid, as they say. And I think I would like to focus on that because I believe that access to housing market is critical. Housing finance is critical to solve the housing problem. And you mentioned the specific conditions like a stable macroeconomic environment, of course, is stronger legal rights, deeper credit information, and all this. No, and I believe that these conditions, whether you look at it from the point of view of the formal and the higher income group, is also a necessary or a critical conditions for the informal and the low-income sector to have access to housing finance. And probably aside from I just want to add before I go to the challenge with regards to the informal sector. Probably I would also like to add in terms of the legal requirements, issues on property rights, specifically with regards not only the titling issue but also regards to ownership rights. How are you going to deal with homestead rights, free patents? So if these are the kinds of property rights on land, how would are there constraints with regards to housing finance with in terms of this? Second is, as Mr. Adriano here, is the loan guarantees. It's not included in the main factors or conditions. And I was really thinking, because there are a lot of debate with regards to the additionality effects of a loan guarantee. And would it be better than to just improve the secondary market, and how effective is the loan guarantee, especially if you want to expand to the bottom clientele. And then, of course, so that's my additional. I think that the conditions that are also necessary in looking at how we can expand housing finance to the bottom. So the key challenge really is how are you now going to bring it down to the low income group. And as Veronica has shown, the housing problem is really increasing in the Philippines with the increasing population of slums, which means that really we have not really tapped the needs of the housing, especially of those in the poor. And given that, I think the main challenge is how can you make what are the key legal requirements that would be necessary so that the formal financial institutions can lend more readily, or can be encouraged to lend to the low income group. For instance, let's look at the CMP program. The CMP program is a government housing finance program. It's a joint liability type community lending program. And is it possible? But the problem with that program is that it cannot be scalable. And if it's going to be dependent always on government funding, then definitely the issue of scalability will always be there. And therefore, can the private sector come into that kind of an arrangement? Because we're talking of innovations. Are there legal requirements? Can we expand the legal framework to be able to adapt to this type of clientele. So that's, I think that's one. And recently, government is also looking at rights-based tenure. So is this something that the private sector would consider in lending to the low-income group? And what legal requirements or legal framework can we do? Can we provide or can we implement to make it available, to make the private sector go into it? And then, yeah, of course, I see she's raising now she's raising okay, I will just cut it short. Anyway, the second is, I think the other thing that I want to say is about credit information. We want to deepen the credit information. And I believe that especially microfinance institutions, they have local information advantages, and we may not need sophisticated system to be able to do that. And I think also the BPI has shown that you can make innovative requirements so that you can more or less provide a better credit information. I think in the case of the government, I think what we need is to develop a system that can provide for credit information sharing among MFIs as well as the bank. And of course, I think when we talk of expanding housing finance, it's also important to relate this to, you have to increase the availability of affordable housing. And when we say affordable housing, it means that you need to look at also the efficiency of your land markets, as also mentioned by Toby Monsod, and also effective town planning. I think these are key to support expanding the housing finance system.
Thank you. On the credit information, so BPI Globanco can have the nicest local information in the world on their clients, but they have no way of knowing if they're over indebted or if they're about to become over indebted, and which speaks to the need to have a national system of bringing together these data.